Good morning, good evening, good night, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to your Southeastern Esports team, where today it is a Sunday afternoon and we are playing Apex yet again. If you joined us for our last stream yesterday, our Apex team faced off in a 6-round game that ended up in us winning and placing in 6th place with 48 points and 26 kills total to the name out of 20 other teams. Again, my name is Colby Gray and I am actually joined by one of the Southeastern players themselves, Dr. Shish Kebab, as you saw a lot yesterday. Go ahead and say hello.
Oh, hey, stream. How's it going? How's it going?
It's going good. And so today we'll be looking again at another 6-game streak, starting off with Storm Point. And we'll get into the action early again. As you see, your composition players for today, AJ the GOAT going to stick with his tried and true Bangalore. Big Papa going to play Caustic, and Fang, the one and only Jim, on Lifeline. And we're seeing a little bit of a different landing zone here today. Not going station, but
going Cedo. Looks
going
like
Cedo.
Contested, so this is going to be a close game off the bat. If this is the team which we believe it is, we have the ability to beat them. They got the jump on us and beat us. We had during the scrims on Thursday, and they beat us one time. We beat them twice. So as long as we play it smart and use the Caustic to our advantage and make them push up, we'll win. We can win this two ways. Either they run off and we get seated ourselves, or they push us, we get a knock, they run, or they full push us and we get the team kill. So we'll have to see which way it goes.
Absolutely, a lot of tactics coming in here. And again, as we jump into the action, we'll see as Fang picks up a Moza along with the G7 Scout. Not as much as he'd like to for his usual class setup, but what we'll do right now. Again, in the bottom left-hand side of your screen, you'll see what is called the Evo on the top of each of your player characters. Now, this is a little bit new introduction to the Apex Legends system. Evo is harvested throughout the game with different ways of getting it. You can get it by kills, you can harvest it through different points on the map, and you can do various different things. And as you rank up that Evo, you'll get increased shield going from blue to purple and all the way even to red in the final stages of that Evo. But it's very difficult to farm up sometimes, and depending on how you play, your team will see that differently. And again, we haven't seen very many combat just yet, but again, we're just still looting in these short phases. Dr. Shish, how are we looking for the rest of this evening? Are we confident walking into this?
We're pretty confident, especially to like warm-ups today. We were getting a lot of kills, communicating well. It's going to be a matter of just using our ability. We have the ability to make playoffs right now. Like I said, we're sitting at just at a playoff position. But we got to play smart. Be healing when you're cracked, fall back, heal up, have someone else step up with them. Like you saw Fang just there. He was right there on Dylan to help him heal up real quick. But it's also a little bit of luck, you know. Especially when Fang's sitting here, he's got that crack. If he gets a headshot there, you know, it's a knock, especially with level 1 shields. So it's a little bit skill, a little bit of luck. We just kind of rely on that.
all mixed in the same pot, don't they? And here we go. As you can see, Fang looking for the early knock, like Dr. Schiss was saying. And again, going to call in his first care package of the evening. Has some frags, sitting with the Sentinel. Not too bad right now. As you can see, Big Pop and AJ diving in here. Gets the Evo Harvest. And again, looking for some early picks. Haven't seen too many headshots just yet, but here's some shots on Fang as he peeks around the corner. Trying with that Sentinel yet again, but does not connect. Throwing an 8 high in the sky. And the rest of his team right behind him. AJ, I believe, is a top fragger for SC at the moment, but right behind him is the one sitting at the desk, Dr. Shish Kebab, I believe 4 or 5 kills behind. So they're going to have a friendly competition there through this evening.
I feel like right now our biggest worry is going to be third party. So Cedo is a very centrally located position with a lot of rotations. And so it does appear that other team is rotating away. And we can only hope that when they rotate away, we don't have another squad coming in right behind us. Because at this point, we're low on heals, we're lower on ammo than another squad coming from their point of interest.
Absolutely, yeah. Just using, like you said, using your fights and using your resources wisely during those fights can sometimes just wear you out. And again, third party after third party can really wreck your day, especially in a long game series like we have today. And now here's a level up. So you see, we'll go to Blue Shield, and now that'll be a little bit better, and they'll choose their passive abilities and a little bit more. And a gold RE45 there, fully kitted out, and I believe he's going to switch out. He might switch out to Sentinel, he may not.
He may keep it. Sentinel, yeah, he's going to grab that. No. The Sentinel isn't a bad gun. It's considered a sniper, but you can also use it like Fang's been using it. You can use that close range. We've had a couple scenarios where you get a Sentinel off the drop. You can hit someone down in 2 shots if you land them right. Looks like AJ right now is rotating, running into some people, but I feel like they're just going to rotate through.
Absolutely, yeah. We're looking, again, like you said, is a very general, a centralized location on the map, so we'll get to see a lot of teams rotating through there. I'm going to switch out for the 30-30, and that's been a very popular pick I've seen between you, Fang, and AJ. I don't see Big Papa using it very much. He usually sticks to the Sentinel, but it has been definitely a very vital tool, especially if your aim is on point.
30-30 there's a lot of controversy around it. A lot of people like it. It's a good gun. Last season you couldn't go across the open field without someone shooting you with the 30-30. It was just so powerful. If you land your shots with it, you're down in 3 or 4 hits. But it's a little bit weaker this season, but I do feel like it's still a viable option. As you see, everyone's still running it. But you also have people running triple shakes, G7s, and then like Dylan there. He likes that Sentinel. It's that slow fire rate, but it's got that high damage, so it kind of balances itself.
Yeah, it's all about how you play with it. Absolutely. And you see another team rotating through station, and just like you said, picking off with the 30-30, trying to send some rounds down their way. Does not quite connect. But yet again, we'll get to see as Southeastern holds on to this middle point on the map. They haven't moved out. They don't want to rotate just yet. We have a round, first ring closing, and he's going to jump down and get on the market.
Yeah, so the passive ability, the abilities this season, they're changed up the game a little bit. We have Dylan has the ability to wear his ultimate, his caustic gas, which is it's just dealing crazy damage. You can throw it; it's 50% larger. So if you're trying to clear a room or you're fighting someone, they back in the room. If you can get that in there, they're done. They don't have it. You really don't have a chance when you get hit with the caustic ult. With Fang, he can get a faster revive time. With Lifeline, with her tactical ability, being able to tap someone whenever they're down, to where he can keep fighting while we're getting the revive, is really big, especially when you come down to these 3v2 scenarios. It holds that team off a little bit longer. So we had a little bit of strategy change though today. Normally Fang, with that purple Evo upgrade, he's going with the care package weapon, which makes his next blue care package into airdrop, and we get a red tier weapon. But we decided though, if something happens and we come down to a duo, we're gonna be doing the self revive, because we noticed that yesterday they weren't doing the finish on us. They were just kind of getting the knock and then running away because there were so many squads fighting. So we feel like a self revive might help in that 2v3 scenario as well.
Absolutely. And like you said, looking for a red weapon, how crucial can that be sometimes?
That can be the difference between winning and losing. We have there's couple different options you can get wingman, which is a pistol. It's 45 damage body shot, 95 damage headshot. So you can basically, if you hit 2 headshots and a body shot, you can down someone at full health with the maxed out helmet. The Kraber, it's one of Dylan's favorite guns. It kind of goes off that sniper category. It's 140 body shot, which is crazy. It's a crack and some health. And then if you get a headshot, especially like these early rotations where people have less shields, you can fully down someone with one shot from the Sentinel. EVA 8 is a lot more close range. It just recently got put in the care package. It's got a very high fire rate and a very high damage output. And then the last one's the bow check. It's kind of like the 30-30, but with just a bow. It's just about the same damage output, and it's just a little bit of a different aesthetic. I feel like we're trying to rotate into one of these buildings here. We've seen Circle go this way a couple times. Normally it'll end around this station. This is where we had one of our second place victories, but I feel like we just probably a little bit later on the rotation than we'd like to be. So now we got some teams behind us and some teams already in the building. So we're trying to find a spot to secure here.
Yeah, and I noticed in the last games, like you said, we were able to hold out a second place on that bridge right up there, but we're looking for a little bit of a different house, especially in this area. I noticed Caustic is such a powerful character because, again, his mines can hold down any area, especially in close range. If you set 2 or 3 of them up, like you see right there, all ticks and all damage around that area.
The biggest thing with Caustic is forced entry. You want them to have to push through a certain area, that way you can have that area defended. This building's a little bit harder to hold. You're going to see if the team pushes up is because there's so wide entryways that someone can go around that far side and maybe not trigger that Caustic trap, where they can see that trap ahead of time and shoot it. So that Caustic ability is dropping down those traps to where they're going to trigger them, and they're going to be surprised when they trigger them, get that stun. Dylan's alerted to it. Normally, if you're Caustic on your trap, you're going to have some high damage output before they have time to fall back when they get hit by your trap.
Like those choke points, like you were saying, exactly. those narrow entries are definitely like you said. We don't have as many of those here, but if a player is not spacious and doesn't play it right, then they might get dealt some damage. They see another team where they were. They have some Watson fences up, waiting for another peek, and there's a shot with a 30-30. Gets a little bit of damage dealt. They see him rotating out with a little bit of a pixel peek there. Fang trying to get some early damage in. Ring closing in less than a minute.
That building is a very hard building for one team to hold. I've seen a lot of end circles come in, and there'll end up being 2 or 3 different teams in that building. Each team too afraid to push the other, because when you start fighting, you're gonna have that third coming on you. So depending on how circle pulls, we may try to go take top of that building, or we may just completely rotate and try to get behind it or push that team out. I know we're trying to play a little bit more aggressive today. We have that ability. Some of the teams that are in this lobby we've ran into in scrims and easily beat, like that team at Cedo that we first landed on us. They kind of learned, they were trying to be aggressive with us. They kind of learned to back off, and they have to play it smart. So we just got to play it slow and see what happens. And then we're going to see, I feel like we're going to see a lot of knock pushes. That first knock is going to be, if it's pushable, we're going to be full sending that to try to get that team out of there.
Absolutely. And like you said, the way that we're going to play in game number 2, we have a little bit of division in the points, especially the top, like you said, the top tier teams might just be sending everything today. They might just not care, not really look for placements. So they're going to push for kills and just be a little bit of a disruptor this evening, while the teams throwing the lower might have to play a little bit smart or maybe a little bit more conservative. And we'll see here as Fang does have another care package. Going to full shield, and AJ still staying out front and looking for picks, like you said, holding down this building and waiting for a first knock.
That's a good package there. That's some extra cover to keep those teams from being able to peek us. AJ, he's our in-game lead, so he understands the game. Fang getting the gold knock there, that's big. That's revive with extra health and a quicker revive. But AJ is normally going to be the one calling the shot. So like if there's a third party and we push it, normally it's AJ's calling that shot. We feel like we have that ability to push it. But we have ran into situations where we lose AJ or something happens and we get separated, and then you'll see everyone every man for itself, and normally we'll end up working out. We'll get back together. But this is definitely, we're playing I'm going to call it a hybrid game style. We want to play edge of ring so we don't have to worry about teams behind us, but we want to be in ring. That way we're not having to fight zone and try to fight teams holding us out. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, especially with this ring rotation here. Us not having to move much. All these teams rotate from farther points in the map, have fought each other, and they're going to have higher shields, but also they're going to be less teams, and they're going to have less ammo and all that from fighting teams. So.
Yeah, a lot of fighting, especially as we see here coming in to the next ring. As we're sitting comfortable right now. We don't have to really do much. The only thing we got to worry about is, like you said, those big entry points down low. We just got to make sure to hold this door and stay on point. Looking for the teams behind the back here on this top of the vertical angle. Again, we have the zone to our backs. We're not going very crazy right now with anything. Just going to try to catch some teams out in the open and get some damage. As you can see, some Bangalore smokes coming in there. And Southeastern might make a move. AJ being a little bit out front, looting. And they do still have that golden helmet, which, like you said, does a lot of charging to your ability.
Golden helmet is useful. It's useful for every character. You're going to get faster tactical and faster ultimate abilities. So what you're going to see a lot is we're probably going to be swapping that helmet around as Fang gets his, as AJ needs his ult, or if we're in a scenario where we need to push or get someone back, they're going to be swapping that helmet around. The care package is so critical because after that 4th package, you're almost normally guaranteed gold knockdown shield because each package is going to give you that purple one. And once everyone has a purple one, that care package base is off of that. So we're going to see a little bit of interest here. We're not quite in zone, but we're going to try to play it. Now all these teams, like that team in that big building we originally wanted to go to, they're going to be behind us. So just like that zone rotates, we go from being good, now we got 2 or 3 teams to worry about.
Yeah, and like you said, zone can change in an instant. And as you say, as we use that accelerator and we get another, and there's another golden helmet, which even more will charge our abilities to get up and have another ultimate in our hands. And again, we're going to use another accelerator to see what the future is going to hold. And again, like you said, we had 2 teams to worry about. Still keeping an eye on that building across, the 2 ones that we're most concerned about. We see a team in the top level of this other building. They haven't peeked. They haven't been aggressive. No shots have been going between. They're just kind of holding their ground like we are as well.
I think right now we're trying to figure out if that team in that broken down ship is a solo or if it's a duo. Because the fact that they haven't been very aggressive, it's okay, so it's a full trio now. We were trying to figure out why they weren't being aggressive, and I guess that explains it. They were trying to, that was a Valkyrie ult there. So also using that team rotating, now we can see where team's at. We know there's that team behind us, and now we know there's a team up on the hill, so we can't push that. So
yeah, weighing your options every single time. And now again, still keeping an eye out. Like you said, the threat from our far right there is gone. That Valkyrie redeployed and got this team out of there. And now the zone about to slowly be pushing in. And ring number 4 is where we'll see a lot of teams fighting. And two teams are actually in that building as well. And they're going to hit an evac tower. And what?
Oh.
And good shots up the top.
Hit him. Ah, close. That was big. Someone shot out that evac tower, took it out of the game. That team is now forced to rotate across the open. You might see some aggression here, especially from AJ, trying to get that team, get some damage in. That zone pushing in, zone 4 hurts. You can't get caught in it, and if you do, you're going to go down quick.
Absolutely. We saw that, and there we go. There's the knock. Assist from Bloodhound.
Now we got to see, it's a hard push here. See that team's up on that rock, so we want to push that knock. We want to guarantee that kill, but it's really hard with that team on high because they can easily come in and they can hide a lot better than we can.
And out in front, right in front of the playing zone, trying to get behind the rock and zone, so they try to take away their vertical angles, as now Southeastern has teams on both sides of them, exchanging shots with the 30-30. Fang still playing a little bit passive here, still looking around, waiting for that team to push and be aggressive. Good pings and good damage. Going to trade out that helmet so he can get the charge on his ultimate. And now I believe that Watson is...
We're prioritizing that team right now. We want to get them out of there. That way we can rotate away from this team up on the hill right now.
And gonna use another care package for cover. I mean, the more I watch Lifeline, the more I think it's an underrated character.
She's definitely underrated this season, especially with the perks. The issue run into is that relying on a character whose main ability is helping when you're not, is that doesn't help that offensive side. Like Koski's defense, you know, that it's going to prevent people from pushing you. Bangalore's got that defensive bombardment, rolling thunder, that's what it's called. So it's going to be that care package kind of being able to, that was our biggest issue throughout the season, is running out of heals. And so now we do have that supply of heals, and we just got to hope that that will last us longer. We're going to have to see. This is going to be an interesting rotation here.
Absolutely. As you can hear the comms coming in, the rotate from SC. They got to make a move now. And here they go. They're going to push the team on top of the rocks. Going to play far backside of the zone. And slowly push up. They got people looking at them from pretty much all angles.
We got to watch here. We don't want Fang to push up too much here, because if he does, he's going to expose himself to those other squads on the other side of that hill. And then they're going to push up and have Python us right now.
And then there's the teleport from the Wraith portal. And now getting as much damage as he can with the RE. Looking again, pulling out the 30-30. Waiting for anything. Any characters to push his head. 6 squads left. 14 people.
So that ash there, that's interesting. I haven't seen many. We've seen a couple of them, but we haven't seen a lot of ashes this season since the update. Her main advantage of that ult there is like you saw there. That team had to push through the open. They were able to ash ult directly into cover. They didn't have to walk across the open. There's a lump elimination there, so we're top 5. We're sitting good. I think right now our biggest concern is that team above us dropping down.
Yes. And now we are in to the final zone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get wild here pretty soon. As we can see, Caustic Mines going out. We're holding on to the area that we have right now. Got to make best with what we can. Again, they have a team right there in the middle fighting for their lives. Again, we're going to wait for the people to come off the vertical angles there.
We mentioned red guns, but another thing you got to do is, like, Fang's got that golden RE. That RE 45's got hammer points on it, and what that means is once someone's cracked in their flesh, that gun is dealing extra damage per hit. And so that can be a big game changer when you put that up against some of the stock guns. You got like their alternators. Alternators have the disruptors, and that normally damages shield faster. So if you can get someone cracked, especially final ring, a lot of people are going to be cracked, then you're going to get a lot of damage with that RE before they're able to do anything to you. We're going to see here, we got a bang ult coming in. Not sure if that was AJ's or not, but if AJ has his, we know he's about to throw his and do some destruction on these other teams here.
Absolutely, yes. Keeping, like you said, Southeastern has tried to get pushed off of their position right here twice. And now we'll see. There's a Valkyrie ult.
AJ, what's his ult coming in? He's going to do some damage to these teams on the other side of this hill. They're going to get a good idea of how many teams are over there.
And now another care package is going to try to provide some cover here.
Push.
And now they're going to push. AJ calling the shots, and right behind him, the RE 45 hammer points, and here we go. AJ up front, getting the cracks, and now here's the knock behind the rock. And there they go. There's knocked one, and now down goes Fang. The only one left is AJ.
Get the kill, get the kill, get the kill.
In place number 4, squad eliminated. Not bad at all. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a look at the final stats here. As you can see, 0 and 0. And I believe AJ was credited with 1. And ladies and gentlemen, that'll be game number 1 for Southeastern, placing 4th in their leaderboard. They're still sitting at 6, and we'll hit you with the update as soon as we come back. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to game number 2 of Southeastern Apex. And I'm sitting here with yet another member of our Southeastern squad, the one and only Lifeline main himself. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Fang here.
And so, Fang, you were one of the players that we had a POV over through all of last game. A little bit of a match ended there, so that gives us some time to talk. What did you feel like happened in that final moments of that last ring of that game?
Well, we had a good position where we were, but AJ told us that we had three cracks on the other team, so we went to go push that angle, and I overextended just a little bit, and it just ended in our downfall there. But the other team did not come out on top either. They unfortunately fell as well.
Yeah, it was a it was a push, and then a third party, and then finally both teams fell, and then the two-on-two teams fought there towards the end. But yeah, not a bad placement to start off. I believe y'all had 1 kill in total with 1 assist and as well, but a placement number 4 is not bad whatsoever.
It's not.
Top 5 is usually where you want to land as long as you're able to, especially with the abilities y'all had towards the end. I believe that y'all had 2 Rolling Thunders called on you almost in unison. So you were
Right.
backed up off of that vertical rock, that angle that you had, backed up twice, and then pushed back up, and then you used your Lifeline ult to basically get in the way.
Cover, just to get cover.
Yeah, just to get cover, and then y'all finally ended up pushing. So what happened when y'all saw those Rolling Thunders? What were the comms? What was going on there?
Well, the comms were, I was on the rock. We were placing gas traps to keep the team up top. If they landed down, they'd get hit by the caustic traps. But when the Rolling Thunders hit, AJ immediately started ducking down, like slide down the hill, see how far it went before telling us if we should just stay where we were, or just to go all the way down where it would be safe. And then that's when he calmed that it was safer down there, so we slid down to not get hit by the ult.
Yeah, going out of the way a little bit. And as you can see there, the final results: team number 11 kills to their name. Wow. Team 13 with 1. Team 12, number 9, and again, Team 18, us, SE, with 1 kill to their name. And Team 3 doing a little bit of work down low, number 8, they had 6 for them as well. And again, in this meta of Apex, we see pretty much the same picks, maybe a little bit of difference here and there. As you can see, our team is usually going to stick with Bangalore, Caustic, Bloodhound, or
Lifeline.
or Lifeline, as yours truly. And but we do see a little bit of difference. We see some Valkyries in there, especially teams playing the very late zone. They're just going to jump out of there. As you saw in the last game, y'all were holding a team in 2 different buildings, and one, they had a Valkyrie shootout, and that team rotated, and then another team came in that building. And so Valkyrie can definitely be a vital asset, especially in the later game.
She definitely can. And like the Rampart team, not like I was talking with you earlier, the Ramparts was last season, but this season they're still viable, but just no one's been playing them. And as you can see, they've gotten 11 kills, and they got first place. So they're doing something right with the Rampart being up top on that rock. They had very great placement. It was just luck of where the zone was going to end, because it could have very well been an open area, and high ground was not their advantage. On that.
Absolutely. And especially through that final ring that y'all pushed through, when y'all were hugging that rock on the vertical side, I believe that the Ash kind of got his team right out in the middle, and you sprayed with the 45 through. As soon as they came through, just spraying them down, and you had the hollow points as well, so dealing a lot of extra damage.
Yeah, those hammer points.
Or excuse me, hammer points, yes.
those hammer points shred armor.
Yes, absolutely. And again, I think we're going to wait until everybody gets readied up, and ladies and gentlemen, we will be into game number 2 of the evening. Stay tuned.
the gods will it, we will.
Entropy is the natural order of the universe. I simply catalyze the process.
Time to see if all those drills have paid off.
I suggest this land. Spot an O-ring console over there. Landed near me. Be aware. Survey beacon over there. Landing in this area yields a high probability for success.
I believe we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're going to try to reset the match again, and the admin's going to edit it, and so we will be right back into the action.
If the gods will it, we will.
I'm not here to sign your autograph. One thing is certain. Death finds a way.
Let's make those drop kicks crash their dacks.
Amateur hour's over. Time for the big leagues. This is a good LZ.
This landing area will prove beneficial.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Finally, we're into game number 2. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but here we are again. Southeastern looking to land station and go from there. Or, excuse me, Cito. Yes, not station. That was yesterday. And again, if you didn't watch yesterday's stream, go ahead and check us out there. It was a 6-game series. Again, like today, we'll be fighting for the top 10 spots for the playoffs. I believe we're sitting in 13th right now.
13th, I believe.
13.
Looks like we're contested.
So we'll get some action early.
Yeah.
We won't have to wait around to the end game or maybe the final circles. And again, we'll be contested on station. Yeah. And again, I'm joined by the one and only Fang. Fang, how are we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good?
Energetic, ready to win this. Trying to, I want to get to playoffs.
Absolutely. And again, we have a team contesting down low, and the POV of Big Papa with the Havoc and P20. Looking to make a move here. He does get the scan. He sees him down low. He throws a star, but doesn't connect. Again, they're trying to seal up all their interests. And now there's the scan by the enemy Bloodhound.
There's a Caustic down there too, it looks like.
Yep. Pretty much a mirror match, almost. I'm not quite sure what their final character is. Maybe Bangalore. Okay. Alrighty, again, Southeastern just playing the high ground, waiting for this team below to make a move. Again, scanned out again by the Bloodhound. We'll see where this leads them. Caustic mines everywhere.
Looks like they rotated outward. No, they have not.
No, they have not. They're staying close, waiting. Southeastern to bite on. They might be setting up a little bit of a trap down here. That's what it looks like.
Looks like he's trying to get the feet right now.
And now sitting back, playing conservative. Again, we're in a good spot on top. Sito, it's not a bad area to be, especially like Dr. Shishkabal was saying last game. It's a pretty central location, so you could see a lot of third parties. And again, early action here as we drop in.
Looks like they've rotated out the team below.
Now again, Southeastern looking for more picks, looking for contact, get some shots out. And now they see
Smoke opens the door.
as we look down below the team, not yet making any moves. Again, another scan.
They're running.
And to see they run away. SC pushing another team off their mark yet again by landing in Sito.
Looks like a care package is coming in that might turn the tide.
Ooh, and Big Papa gets cracked there. Not quite sure what hit him. Maybe a Sentinel is what it sounded like, but again, he's going to sit back and shield up. And SE is not... Ooh, Dr. Shish Kebab and AJ taking some major damage out of shield. And this enemy team might push early. Again.
Like I said, that care package back there could turn the tides of this battle.
And now Big Papa rejoining back up with his team. Caustic mines are out everywhere. A little bit activated. I'm going to seal that door up behind him. And now we're going to play the inside game here. Bloodhound with the full ultimate. And now AJ being the leader here, shooting out in front. Again, and here's the ultimate. Scanning, sees everyone. And away he goes up top. Big Papa. Regroups with his team and pushes back. They do not have to be aggressive here. They're playing for placement and not looking for anything crazy right at the moment. Now, Fang, what do you think this team's going to look at least going into this next game? Ooh, and down goes Dr. Shish Kebab. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, you're good.
But
what was the question again?
what is our team looking at going into game number 2? Are we looking to play conservative, or are we looking for kills here early on?
Looking for both about right now. We're trying to get as much points as we can to get top 10.
Okay.
And secure our spot there. Because here's the thing. Other teams are also now playing to either keep top 10 or to get to top 10. So we're competing against those teams right now to have a chance of getting there. Looks like there's... Is there hammer points on that? No, there's just P2020 being P2020.
Yeah, and hammer points I've noticed, especially like in the game previously we talked about, they absolutely can shred.
Yes,
especially with legendary weapons. They do huge amounts of damage, and I cannot imagine what they'll do with red.
They unsheath any red red armor in like a matter of seconds. It's insane.
Very, very lucky to get the drop and very overpowered when using it. Again, scanning every chance that he gets. Big Papa.
Looks like that other team has gotten the care package and probably has a red gun.
We was talking earlier in game 1 of how progressive a care package can be at times, especially when you get the gold helmets out of it and when you get the red weapons out of it, especially. They can definitely turn the tide of a gunfight. And Big Papa looking at some angles here. Gets P20 doing some work. And now again with the scan, they see the full team inside. Sitting back, getting shield, playing smart. AJ up top. Sending the most rounds downrange at the moment. Big Papa not trying to do anything crazy. Just playing his angles and playing it smart.
P20 is nothing to sneeze at.
No. No, it's a very fun weapon and a very effective weapon in the right hand.
Exactly. Like most legends, weapons the same thing. Just got to know how to use them.
Absolutely. And now 3 caustic mines right here on the zip. AJ down low, getting aggressive now finally. As we see round number 1 has been closed and ring number 2 is on its way. And now still playing conservative. Southeastern finally off the top of Cito. Now looking for the market.
Looks like they're going to have to rotate.
Getting a full shield. And now they are 99. Man, what a weapon. Especially in the context of getting headshots.
Yes, it is also unfortunate that during this season it has also been nerfed to change up the weapon meta, but it's still a great gun to use, no matter what.
How does the R99 look between last season and this season? Is it got a nerf in like accuracy, buff,
Accuracy, damage itself, and how far before bullet drop hits. It is just the devs wanted to change it up for game wise because the R99 has been a runner-up for a couple of seasons now.
Extended light magazine here. Level
Yep,
2.
absolutely. And it can. There's the White Raven. And now I've seen that, like you said, the R99 could play really into any role, especially before the nerf. It was really an all-around weapon. You could use it in any comp, any long-range, short-range scenarios that you had. But now, like you said, that they offset it just a little bit. And now to reset, and now the guns have kind of changed places. I've noticed, I've talked to Dr. Shishkabab about this, but the 3030 has been a very popular rifle, especially in the hands of our team. What do you think? Well, why do you think that is?
Even though the 3030 has been nerfed from damage-wise, it is still way too viable for not being a great weapon. The 3030 has the ability to hit hard, hit fast, and hit far. And that's the main reasons it's hitting. And especially with its pop-up, the Skull Piercer, hitting a headshot deals amounts of damage that is just insane.
We'll hit an evac tower and out the way. Bullets coming in. Big Papa bobbing and weaving with Bloodhound as well as the rest of his team. And they look to land. And they're going to send right back into the POI.
That looked like an Ash tactical was right over their heads.
There's the cannon. And off and away they go. Again, more bullets. Shooting him, trying to shoot them out of the sky. I don't believe anything connects.
There goes I think, Rolling Thunder by AJ.
And again, walking in this new POI.
Not a great spot for them. It's way too out in the open.
And like you said, just many shots. Dr. Shish Kebab gets tagged just a little bit as well as AJ, and so does Big Papa. Finally, like you said, they're out in the open a little bit. Can the Bangalore help them in this scenario, especially in this area that they have?
At the moment, yes, but when more teams come in, he only has the ability to smoke twice, and the smokes take a while to refresh. So getting those smokes is what's going to be the problem, and keeping that zone.
It can't be consistent back to back to back.
Exactly.
So now looking below, AJ takes the low ground, and I believe the rest of his team is going to catch up with him.
Looks like Big Papa just missed.
Missed the little rotate there.
Yeah.
Now again looting up. We'll go ahead and take a look over to another POV. Not that one. We're gonna look at AJ's.
That one's mine.
And now we'll see AJ with the 30-30 and a Volt in his hands.
Oh, this is a great strat by AJ. He's getting bottom of the barometer because it's been a really good spot for us this season. For me especially, whenever I was a solo caustic. Right here, I held it out just fine.
Absolutely. A lot of choke points in this area that I've noticed. And a lot of force. You don't give the enemy very many options, especially when you're trying to push in this area. I mean, you have the zip lines and you have the doors, but like you said, the caustic can hold out this area greatly.
I hold off a 3-man by myself with a caustic when I was soloing. It's insane what you can do with just this bottom part. holding doors and the zip lines in one costume.
Ooh, in the crack, 40 for AJ. And now still sitting back, just waiting for damage. As you can see, the damage dealt so far this game in the top right-hand corner. 12 squads left, 33 people remaining. A little under 700 in there on the evac tower. Getting pings, bullets flying everywhere.
He is low, and I can tell. He's been hit by every team.
I don't know. I feel like that, especially if you back yourself into a corner like that and you rely so heavily on the Evo tower, or excuse me, the evac tower, what happens if it goes down?
It goes, whenever it blows up and you're on that zip line, you free fall. You basically don't get the jetpack. You don't get the relaunch. You are just basically falling in the air, which are more free shots for the enemy to shoot.
A sitting duck, basically.
Basically. Unless you're Valkyrie. Valkyrie is what changes that.
And again, I feel like that teams, if they rely too much on the evac tower to bail them out of situations, like you said, it's a high risk, high reward. And sometimes that does not end up in the best of ways. And again, a caustic mine on every single entry point here for Southeastern so far. And they're just going to chill for a second, try to loot up. Again, checking their angles, running back and forth, making sure that nobody gets the jump on them. And I believe they're sitting fine with their backs to the zone. I've noticed that y'all like to play that a lot more than any other strategy. So why is that? Why do you say?
Last season, we would go more into zone and actually camp out. It wasn't working out for us, so this season we decided to change it up a bit, especially since the beginning of our scrims of this season. We tried doing that strat, and it was just not working for us. So we've decided that holding the edge of ring, kind of staying on the back side of it is our best bet. Makes it easier to watch where we are, especially in not having teams come up from behind us.
Yeah, absolutely. They said, like you said, whatever's not working, you have to change it. You have to adapt for it and make your team better. As AJ gains his rolling thunder and Big Papa peeking out that door there. Finally, we're getting a little bit aggressive, looking for anything. The scan by Big Papa. I don't believe he picks up anybody there. But now, here we go. Ring number 3 finally closing. And this is where we get to see a lot of gunfights happen.
Yes.
In these final few circles. Again, full up, taking thermite grenades whenever you can. Picking up the caustic, and I believe we're about to move.
Find ourselves inside.
I
Or maybe
believe our
take a
team-
fight.
I believe our team can improve more later on through more experience, because it's just our second season of playing this collegiate event. And especially with a coach, we'd be able to expand more and learn more faster.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, the more you do it, the better you get.
Exactly.
So now as AJ still staying fairly close to any door that they're holding now. They haven't gone up in the top levels, which I find that very interesting. Do you not want to get a level of verticality here, or do you just want to stay rooted?
There happens to be a team up top is the reason they're not doing that. Otherwise they would.
And does not get the knock there, and his first knocks are very essential, especially when you're fighting teams like that. And down goes the Bangalore squad wipe for SE, and now on the board AJ with 1.
That was a rat.
And we'll see the level 3s.
People who like to who are solo after their squad has been eliminated and can't revive them will like to rat in little corners and stuff like that to secure more placement if they're able.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you can do, especially if you're a solo. And some of the teams that we have here tonight are only playing duo. Only 2 teammates to the name.
We're inside the ring.
And so we'll see how that plays out in Essie's favor. Another scan coming out. They see a full team over in the building to their right. And again, still playing backside of zone. Haven't moved very much. Ring 4 now closing. Right outside the door here. Down goes the caustic mine, resetting it with 1 inside. AJ with the thermite grenade in hand, and now they decide to rotate over to another door.
Looks
Big
like-
Papa.
Looks like the Ash team that we fought last game was here. Team that rotated.
Watching every angle here, still playing it safe. As you can hear the comms coming in from the SE Gaming Lounge, they're still saying stay on the doors. That's all. That's the only way they can get in, is stay on the doors. And there they go. Down go the doors with the thermite grenade in hand. 115. Ring number 5 closing. And they see, and here's the thermite push. The grenade. AJ with the one in hand. He can deal lots of damage. AJ is out of the way just a little bit. Now they decide to push. There's a crack on one.
Keep in mind there is a conduit, so their shield will get pretty quick.
Caustic gas still holding. Now there's a push. The crack doesn't go down, goes AJ. And Big Papa dangerously low as well. Dr. Shish Kebab, the only one left. And now 1v1, and there you have it. And now looking for the res. Dr. Shish Kebab still outside. AJ looking to get up. Now opening the door, letting the rest of his teammates in. And man, that could have spelt the end there for SE.
Yes, it could have.
But we are able to hold on, and finally we're meting up and making sure everything is checked and dotted before we get into this next fight. I like to know that being a little bit aggressive there might have played in Southeastern's favor, even though it was a close fight. That might have just given them enough to get better placement. And again, taking everything here, loading up with an evac tower, shields and all.
In this game, you got to learn how to move fast and be dead.
The interface is a huge part of this game.
Yes.
You can see there, just when AJ went into loot, he just spammed everything that he could.
And then he drops whatever he doesn't need.
Inventory management.
Rolling thunder going out.
Now Southeastern, with feeling the pressure, they're going to have to rotate out of this building finally, because they do have the zone to their backs. And now, but they're going to play a very slow game, looking for the other teams, trying to get position early. And here's a 30-30 looking for the shots and away. And now they're dropping down, going low with the Bloodhound scan. They know where they are, and they could play right on top.
Here is not very good for them.
Especially with the vertical angle. Southeastern might have gotten themselves in trouble. There's the nades.
They might be able to hold this out with the caustic mines, but it is going to be a rough fight for sure.
Especially out in the open here, yes. Now another scan coming in from Bloodhound. The team on top has not dropped yet, and that's what SC is waiting for. They have caustic set up. One gets tripped.
Would be a good idea for them to move that trident into the middle so they can use a little bit of cover. That vehicle to the right of AJ.
Now still staying. Again, lots of Bloodhound scans coming in. Recon on all the teams are necessary, especially in these final circles. If this team on the tower sees them, it might be the end of this match for Southeastern.
There we go. Looks like Shish is taking advice.
And there's the headshot. And there you have it, the down on Caustic and another Rolling Thunder.
AJ calling out.
Playing it safe, and here they come on the drop. Evac tower as soon as they go out. And there's a knock by one. Down goes AJ. Big Papa goes down as well. Dr. Shish Kebab, a one-on-one, the only one left. Can he win? And there's a squad wipe from SC. And no, the third party. But man, back-to-back, fourth place finishes. Man, what an end fight for SE. Like you said, they pushed out of that tower and got on the low ground, and they were around a little bit using caustic, but again, just jumping down and third partying was the end of SE on that one. So again, stay tuned as we walk into game number 3. Fang, send us out of here.
All right. See ya.
Remember this, I'm the one you should have concerns about. Remember this, I'm the one you should have concerns about. Remember this, I'm the one you should have concerns about.
Landing in this
Come on
area
now.
yields a high
Bring it.
probability for success.
AJ Shea will be waiting for you down there. Don't be shocked. I know what I'm doing.
I feel most alive when rapidly.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to game number 3. Again, in the hot seat, I am joined by another SE member of the Apex team, Mr. Big Papa. How we doing this evening?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Doing pretty good. All right. Again, so in that last match, in that final circle, again, another 4th place placement. What did your team go into? What were you thinking as soon as you took that low ground?
Well, Ring was moving in, and we were just trying to find our place. The building that we were in, we were definitely gonna have to push out, and AJ really clutched up there with finding an area down below where we could have cover from the team up top. And unfortunately, all the teams pushed into our area, but I think it was a great place, and that's probably the best that we could have found right there.
Absolutely. And again, like you said, when you drop down to that low ground, that evac tower came out of nowhere, and they actually used the evac tower to come back down. I don't know if they meant to do it by, like you said, on purpose or mistake, but they ended up third-partying you, especially when y'all were down 2 players low. And again, early contact here on Cito. Again, another team is contesting SE, and we've seen both times in the previous 2 games that they've been able to push them off their point and take station for themselves. And so we'll see how that plays out. And again, looking at AJ's point of view with a Nemesis and a 45, and we'll see how he does so far. And again, Dr. Shish Kebab takes your character here, the Caustic. I know you rotate between Bloodhound and Caustic. So what is it like using Caustic, especially in a late game scenario?
Well, late game, I would say that for late game, it differs where you are. So if you get a build in late game, Caustic is going to be the go. He's going to be able to block everything. But if you're out in the open, I would say he has advantages in both areas. You can put those traps out there, and you can block off areas and make sure that if they push you, they're going to get hit by that gas, and they're going to be slowed, and you're absolutely going to hammer them with all the gunfire you can.
Absolutely. And so, and comparing that to maybe a character such as Watson, maybe with the electric fences, do you think Caustic is better in that scenario?
Yeah, I would. There's some scenarios though where Watson's a lot harder to push in on, especially when it's a closed area. When open though, Watson can be good too in open, but it also depends. It's very situational on the area.
And as we can see in Apex, that area can mean anything and anywhere on the map. And again, early contact, you can see the smoke's coming in from AJ, looking again with the 30-30 and alternator in his back pocket. And I've asked the same exact question to the other 2 guys, but what do you think about the alternator?
The alternator, when you get those disruptor rounds in there and you get the hop up for that gun is
shreds.
Wow, it is amazing. It's probably one of the top if you can get the hop up.
Absolutely. And again, another noticeable pick that y'all like to go for is the 30-30. I've noticed that it's the gun of choice right there. AJ making it work with the tools in hand. And again, another Bloodhound scan looking for SE up top. This vertical angle has been deadly for the Southeastern team. And as soon as they get this first knock, I believe they're going to try to push and get the thirst early for some kills. But yeah, and with using the 30-30, do you think it's better or worse than some of the sniper rifles that we have right now?
So right now with how it is, gun meta has especially changed with the new update, and I think that the 30-30 is still a really good pick, but another gun that you can definitely look at is the Sentinel. The Sentinel right now is crazy. Being someone who plays it myself, it's great for meta right now.
Yes, I definitely seen that you picked up the Sentinel a few times in the past matches, especially yesterday when y'all got down. But yeah, and the first care package coming in from Lifeline here, and again looking for some early picks. And yet again, Southeastern pushing the enemy team off of their spawn rotations, and AJ credited with the Rolling Thunder. And again, Southeastern is going to play it fairly slow, and as soon as the rotation goes away, they're going to hit the marketplace and try to rotate out with the first ring closing in little under a minute. 12 squads left, 34 people. Still a very early game. And so what is it like playing with our Apex team? Do y'all feel like you have better chemistry? I believe that Fang said in the last game that it's only been your second competitive season in Apex as a Southeastern group as a whole.
Yes, so last semester we had a rough go at it. I was new to the whole team, so I was still getting used to everyone. You know, team dynamic definitely takes some time getting used to, especially on a new team.
Absolutely.
But right now I think we're kicking butt. Like we're going crazy. We have the team dynamic there now, and we're kicking it up, and we're hoping we make it high.
Absolutely. And now again, taking a look at that map, you see AJ pulled it up there just slightly. The accelerators are used quite often. I believe before the patch, you could use them twice. Once before and once after you saw the rotation, and it gave you a little extra Evo. And again, another addition to the new Apex season is the Evo in the bottom left-hand side of your screen there at level 1. So how does that play into the competitive aspect of Apex, really? Do you see teams playing more towards ranking that up really fast, or do you see teams playing just the more general, relying on ground loot and looking towards that aspect?
So I think with the new Evo system, it has definitely switched things to a more aggressive role, because it used to be how you'd pick up shield off the ground and that's how it'd be. But now there's no picking shield up off the ground. You gotta earn it. So I think that has definitely changed an aggressiveness towards the game, and a lot more people are looking for those shots to take just to level up the Evo.
Yeah, absolutely. And the harvesters as well, the Evo harvesters, 350 towards the level can be definitely. I've seen a few times where AJ's rotated way out in the way to get one of those and then rotate back into the team. And again, it's proven time and time again to be a great thing that he has done so far. And now looking into the second ring, Southeastern does have center position here on Cito. I don't believe they're going to move very much at all. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look over to Fang and his POV.
That's mine.
Or excuse me, Dr. Shishkabab. We're going to take a look at his POV. L-Star and Peacekeeper and a few frags, and he does have his Caustic ult. And we'll see how he plays this out later in the game. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do not follow us at any of our socials, go ahead and hit us up at SE Sports HQ for all your gaming needs. And so as we see another circle closing in there, what do you think is going to be the play as we take a look at that map?
So how he's looking now, there's a couple buildings there. For our move, I think we'd want to take a building, just because of Caustic. So our game plan probably here would be just to get a quick rotation in there and try to get one of those buildings, and just hope and pray that one of those rings closes in on us and we can keep that building.
Absolutely. And fighting down low. Here we go. Dr. Shish Kebab using that L-Star, trying to get some damage. And now looking for the rest of his team to push up here, and they might be super aggressive. The other team rotated back through aisle. And now they're just going to leave him alone and try to get good position here. Conduit's there, but they're not going to pay any attention to him as they stay around this side of the beach.
In those areas, you really got to watch out for those spiders. Those spiders will get you. It's you get in those tunnels and they shoot those spiders out. It's no longer PvP. You're going PvE all the way.
We're grinding for XP, leveling up. But yeah, I noticed that in yesterday's game, I believe it was Fang was the one that shot the spiders off the wall and actually used that as a sound cue for the other team rotating around. I thought that was very heads up. And a very smart play by him. Were you playing during that time, or were you?
I was not, but I was watching, and that usually when we're in that scenario where we always can't watch behind and there's spiders, we'll always shoot them out. Make sure that they're gonna have to deal with the spiders before we do.
Absolutely, and here's some contact early. Southeastern jumping up top, and now a close range battle. Throwing in some mines. Down goes 1 and 2. Man, what a shot from Dr. Shish Kebab. And now credited to one to his name. Southeastern on the board here early, picking up the loot. little under 300 damage. But man, that Peacekeeper can be deadly,
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
especially in that red variant. Now, again, Caustic just going up and being a really normal pick, as we see here. And another funny thing that I want to mention that you did last, that you did in the last game, you had to pause a few times during when you played. Do you mind telling the fine people at home why that you had to do that?
So, our computers here at Southeastern, we have a strict time limit on them. So, halfway through the game, it told me 15 minutes remaining. So I had to stop and add a little bit more time there so I could keep on playing.
Yeah, so had to do a little bit of manual work during, and he was right in the open too.
Oh, yeah.
They were on a rotate and going towards the house, and he just had to completely stop. I thought your computer crashed, honestly.
I'm glad it didn't. But
Yeah.
Just a little more time on there so I could finish the game off.
Find ourselves inside the next room.
And now here we go, Southeastern in a third ring, now facing two different teams. One below and one on top on the hill. They have Caustic Mines all around the rotate on their backside, so they're sitting fine there. And then there comes a team on the rotate. Down goes Fang. Now looking for an evac tower. They can't get a hold of one. Caustic Mines going off. And Alistar coming in, holding a close angle with the L-Star. Dr. Shish Kebab staying close. Bloodhound scan and looking for a way to get out of here. He's going to have to heal up and get Fang if they want a chance to win. And there's the cover, and the spray's coming around the corner. The L-Star with a burst of damage sets one back, and now here's the revive on Fang, but no, another third party across the way. They didn't pick the best position to be in right now, but now shield batteries. He does have the legendary knock shield, but there we go. He finally finds a breathing room. AJ with the Bangalore smokes, and Southeastern's gonna have to get out of this area if they want a chance to survive. They have the evac tower, but as soon as they take it, they're going to be shot at from every single angle. And I believe it got shot down. And now AJ staying up close, still fighting this team on this tunnel on the backside rotate that Southeastern took early and got out of the way. Now is every chance and second that you see, every second that goes down is another Caustic Mine, Southeastern's name. As they begin to get shoot out, he'll just replace them more and more. What do you think Southeastern's going to have to do here to survive this late game scenario?
It's a rough situation with a lot of people around. There's at least probably, I would say, 5-6 teams. Everyone's trying to rotate in and everyone's moving in. It was real unfortunate for a team like that to come behind. But I think our best bet is just try to stay where we are, hold down. And as soon as we find an area that we can slide through, we will slide through and get it if we can get some type of building advantage.
Absolutely. Any opportunity that SC can take right now. They're being shot from literally every angle that they've looked. They try to run back towards the long side of the rock, and they tried to hold off in a corner, and they got shot. The Bangalore smokes was the only thing keeping them out of harm's way at that moment. And now, again, the team on the tunnel. Knocked down goes one on the Caustic, and I believe Southeastern going to push here very soon. There's the ultimate and the gas, and now they're getting poked at from longer angles. And again, there's Southeastern with the push out on the side. They're going to have to finish the team from their back. Their most threat at the moment. And Southeastern going to be super aggressive. They do have the zone, but they're going to be walled off here very soon. And there's the one. There's the peak with the L-Star. Dr. Shish Kebab dealing some damage in return. Trying to trade off. Southeastern does have a top-down angle with AJ out in front. But down goes Fang yet again. AJ not looking in great shape himself. Dr. Shish Kebab, the only one full, covering Fang. Not letting his teammate fall just yet. You're going to have to drop off. And that lifeline might be a crucial ending to this game. 40 seconds left. AJ, they might do some comms. Or Fang might have to crawl over to Dr. Shish Kebab. And there's a peek on two. Dangerously low. Another Caustic. He's going to have to get out of there. The smoke's from Bangalore, and they're going to have to dip. Down goes Fang. He's just going to have to leave him behind. And again, getting picked off. Back to the original position that they had. This is not looking good for SE. It seems that every instance and every move they try to do is covered by the whole rest of the match. And now down goes Fang, and it's a on 3. SE against the world. Not looking good. Trying to pop a Phoenix kit, but again, just that the amount of pressure that SE is feeling right now, they just can't really get anything going. Gonna use that market there. Get his beacon. And now try to revive Fang if they have the opportunity. What are your thoughts about Southeastern's placement and their chance to actually end up with a win in this game so far?
It's a rough decision here because of their placement and their position where they are. It's very open, but how they just moved there over to the rock, they have a very big area that they can hold right there. It is unfortunate that Fang went down and we do not have a lifeline. Knowing that he did have a golden knock, he could have rezzed faster if he would have stayed up. But I think that if he just keeps hitting those nasty shots and they can keep getting the hit off, then we can definitely secure a spot.
Absolutely, and there's the full send from SE. Caustic Gas with a Peacekeeper. Deadly combo. Gonna try to get these two. Try to get these 2 kills here. And there it is. AJ jumps down and gets the 2K. And there's a teammate. And there's a squad wipe for SE. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a chance. 7 squads left, 16 people. We have been fighting tooth and nail so far at the end of this game to have any sort of position. And now finally we have won that back and we have a better chance of survival.
That was a very big play right there that they just made to push that team off. They pretty much made the area bigger and eliminated a very big threat to them. And that was definitely what they needed right there, was to take that pressure off of them.
And now here's the respawn beacon. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll see the one and only Lifeline main come back as Fang himself. And now again, they have their area, like you said, lined up with caustic mines here. Just a straight line across in the top left of that mini map there. And here we go, round number 5. The ring will be closing in. And now I believe that this does a quarter damage if you get caught in this final ring. It does the most amount of damage so far. And as in the past few games, I believe Fang got caught outside in the zone at least once, and he was absolutely done for.
It's devastating to get caught in the ring like that, especially with the slowing effect that it gives you. It can be deadly if you get caught out in it.
And they're gonna have to make a move quick, changing off for the 30-30 and a Peacekeeper. Or no, he does not take the 30-30. He sticks with an L-Star. It is shown to be a very good rifle, especially with the burst capabilities. It gets out of bullets very fast, but it does a lot of damage. And now, staying behind this care package here, we could see a Southeastern victory here for the first time in 2 whole days. We can see Southeastern come up top of the #1 position, and there's 2 other teams fighting. There's a squad wipe, and now the push from SC. Here we go. Rolling Thunder rolling in on the back. And now with the Peacekeeper playing down low, Dr. Shish Kebab trying to stay on the backside of his team, playing to rotate, throw out his ultimate, and here's the rest of them. Stay down. They're yelling at him to stay down. Stay in health. You got to revive using a kit. Now there's a thermite grenade. And now they're going to rotate back around far side. The enemy team does have the vertical advantage, but SC does have a lifeline, and down goes Dr. Shish Kebab. Fang and AJ remain. And there's a jump out, has a legendary knock shield. The drone bot, the only one that's left. There's a knock, and there is the final push. And ladies and gentlemen, SE with the #2 placement doesn't quite get the #1, but man, what a play during that end. What did you think about that one?
That was amazing. That is as far as we could go. We were pushing that. Unfortunately, they had the height advantage and knocked one. Once you knock one, it's an instant push right there.
Yep, absolutely. And as you can see, that team will take the first place. But SE sitting at a consistent 4 placement, and now #2. We can only go up from here.
We can.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned as we get into round number 3. Send us out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back into the action. As you can tell, we are in game number 4, and I'm joined back again with one of the Southeastern members, Mr. Shish Kebab.
What's up?
Rolling off of game number 3. How are we all feeling about that final match?
We were scared the whole time. I'm not gonna lie. We had no heals, no ammo. If you saw us going into that third party there, almost at the end, we had that second to last one, and when all those death boxes were there, I had 30 L stars and 5 shots on a PK, no heals. So that at that point, it was an all or nothing. We go in, we win, or we go in and we lose. We were able to pull it off. AJ clutch hopping in and just shooting down 2 of their down guys, so he had no shield, so I get my PK shot off. And then the res on Fang there, which helped us out a lot. We could have done some different corrections there at the end. We could have gold. Fang could have had that gold knock. Some technical difficulties on inputs and stuff. That's why we didn't have the lifeline res. But it is what it is. Second place isn't bad. We placed higher than the teams we're fighting for 10th against. So as long as we can continue to get KP, we should be good. It's gonna be a close game here. Earlier this week, yesterday, we had really good matches here on World's Edge. We're hoping to continue that momentum. We just got to see. Normally, World's Edge is our weaker map, so I feel like we finally cracked the system yesterday, the other day, and hopefully are going to be able to play our style and get our rotates in. Right now, some of our biggest rotate points, as we can see through ring, is going to be landslide. Landslide is just, I like to call it Death Zone 1. Right, it's right there behind. If anyone ever plays Apex on Olympus at Hammond Labs, it's just right there behind that. There's so many teams rotating through landslide. It's just hard to get through there without fighting somebody. You hope you can squeeze through there and get through, but we'll see how the rotate goes.
And Fang gonna pick up a golden helmet there. I'm sorry to interrupt, but man, that's
good. That's good off the drop.
That's good. Yeah, absolutely off the drop.
The bins you're going to see Fang and AJ opening. Fang's going to have his support bins. They're going to be opening up with heals. If he has a teammate down and he has a banner, they're going to open with a mobile respawn beacon. And then AJ, his bins are going to be opening up attachments. He's going to be giving us extra attachments to give us that edge, extra magazines and everything, so we have more bullets per mag. We're just going to have to wait and see, because this is, like I said, this is going to be a big map for us. If we can come out on top these next 3 games, we make playoffs. We got to get our KP, though. It's very hard, though. In this lobby, what happens, a lot of teams didn't show up today because they're just in such low placement points they can't make it to playoffs. And so instead of fighting it out and finishing up the season, they just decided to not show up, I feel like. And so there's not as many teams as there normally is, which is good because there's less teams to fight rotating, but also bad because it's affecting us. It does look like we're going to get a care package weapon, which is going to be huge off the drop, which means once Fang gets his purple shield upgrade, we're going to be up to 2 care package weapons. Depending on what that is, that could be a game changer for us.
Absolutely. And like you said, talking about earlier, I've seen Fang use his care packages as cover a lot of the time, and there is a Kraber Man, how does a red Kraber, how does that look towards the end of the game? I know that especially with lower armor, and now we're into blue with our Evo. How can a Kraber use against lower leveled armor?
So lower leveled armor. So Kraber, like I said earlier, the basic body shot's 140. A headshot is 252. So if you hit a headshot, and that's with with white helmets. So if you can hit a headshot on someone, especially in these earlier games, you're gonna knock them, and that's huge because there's been plenty of times where you're about to lose a fight, you pull out that Kraber's last resort, you get a lucky hip fire shot and get a knock off of it. And it's aggravating to be the receiver of it, but it's huge for it to happen like during the game. Just it's quite literally a momentum shifter. It doesn't matter what's going on, which way it's going. As long as you have a red tier weapon on your side, you can instantly flip the momentum of pretty much any fight.
Yeah, almost like a big old sigh of relief. Like, oh, okay, we don't have to worry about this gunfight anymore.
Exactly.
That first knock, like you said. And now here we go, walking into Skyhook with the care package in hand. I believe we're going to try to take a rotate inside of this building, and we do have zone here at the moment. The first ring is closing up, and we're going to look at a flatlining Kraber for Fang as well. And AJ and Big Papa right behind him. And now I don't think we've seen any teams yet so far in this match. Like you said, it is a bigger map in a sort, and so we'll see a lot less combat until the final circles. And so I asked this question to Big Papa, and I said, what are the comms like towards the end of a match? Is it calm? Is it crazy? Is it just what it needs to be? Or how does it sound like? It
honestly depends. It depends. It varies per fight. That fight where Fang went down last match, it was hectic. You know, like we're aggravated. We're like, come on, man, that's a hard push to get. But then later on, once we get Fang back and we're back to our full squad and we have time to reset with the gold knock, that's going to be big later on. But being able to reset is kind of calmer. Whenever we push that team, that second to last team, killed that third place team, it was very calm. We were collected. Hey, guys, push this team, swing this way. Hey, we know where the other squad's at. We're confident going into this fight. Unfortunately, it just didn't turn in our direction.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit of misinput, lost that last fight there. But yeah, I was very curious because at times, of course, it's loud sometimes, especially in the middle of when y'all were getting shot by 5 different teams at once. It can be hard to handle that pressure, especially, and make sure we get the right calls. But I believe y'all did an amazing job, especially handling that pressure and using the Bangalore and the Caustic just to set up that area. You did the most of what you had.
And that's also what this game is. With Ring, you're constantly adapting. There's no 2 games can be the same, and it's like I said, it's a little bit of luck, a little bit of chance. Being able to know where Ring's at can be big, but you may go bunker down in a building, and the next ring come in that you were hoping was going to pull towards you, and it pulled the exact opposite direction, and now you're struck out, just basically caught with your pants down in the open. And we'll just have to wait and see. There was a team that did drop Skyhook, I believe. The way these matches work is normally we're claiming a POI. We're saying whenever we're choosing our drop spot, and we're saying, hey, this is the spot that we want. And a lot of times teams respect that. It's like we saw at Cedo, they weren't really too keen on pushing us, and we weren't going to push them and give them any free kills. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes you'll get dropped on, and they'll be a really good team, and you just lose a tough battle. Sometimes you'll get a really, really easy team wipe. Right now, it looks like, though, we're kind of spreading out, getting some better loot for everyone. And trying to collect ourselves. The second you see someone ping an enemy, we're gonna all basically converge on each other and be at each other's side again. That's part of it. That safety in numbers. Whenever that Fang got knocked earlier on, that first time he got knocked,
right?
We had a knock, and normally you get a push. But that caustic defense, those traps coming in so handy. Because the only person that can not take damage from those is Caustic himself. And you normally don't want him being your lead fragger. You want someone like your Bang to be pushing up. That way if something happens, he can smoke and get back.
Right.
So it's just a matter of having that rotation to where you're defensive. You want to make a name for yourself. You want to take shots at people, and you want to deal damage. If you're taking shots and missing all your shots, well, someone's instantly going to target you. Like, oh, they're missing their shots. They're not as good as us. So it's a matter. You want to take shots. You don't want people pushing up on you. You want to make sure that they have, like, a fear for your position, but you also don't want to be missing those shots and giving them some false confidence of maybe pushing up a crazy push that you weren't expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just, like you said, the changing game plan the whole time, making sure your presence is known, being dominant. And again, Southeastern coming back to one another here, just like you said, and finally getting the loot that they need. I believe they're looking a little bit better than what they did especially bringing that extendo mag up to Bang. And we'll see here is now they have the zone towards their backs. And I've noticed that in the past few games that you decide to rotate towards the backside of zone instead of playing like in the middle and maybe waiting it out a little bit. Why do you think that is, and why is that change necessary towards this season?
So what's happened, like I said, we kind of try to play that hybrid team, and that's really why I say that. We're not pushing middle zone, trying to get middle zone, trying to bunker down the whole time. But we don't want to be out there fighting these edge teams where we're going to be going against these Horizon Conduit Bangs. As far as like an open fight, Conduit, he can help, but he's not as useful as some of these other characters that we're going to be going against playing these edge teams. And so that's why you see when we're coming down to some of these final rings, when we have a building and we're throwing those traps down, we have that defense and people aren't as able to push us as quick. It does look like there's a team coming up though, so we might get some action here. Maybe Fang will get a shot.
Ooh, and missed.
Close. Give him a haircut, you know? They missed their last appointment.
Give him a fade. Get your man right. And here we go. As now, Southeastern, with a very vertical angle here, they're going to have to push towards them. But now on the building of their own, looking for the headshots. Fang gets tagged just a little bit. This Kraber, not very much ammo to his name, but still able. Here comes the Caustics. And now here come the smokes as well, and tagged from the backside, 2 different angles. Gonna use that care package for some cover. And playing very strategic here, marking on the map. As we see, down goes the care package again.
Bats are good.
Fully back up on shield. A helmet, not really what they needed at that, but they did get a lot of shield from that, so that is a great thing. And now Fang again challenging this team on the opposite roof. Gets a tag there, 120.
But it's going to be hard to finish behind that.
But they do have the Evo upgrade. As you can see, you can choose between the two. And I believe he doesn't choose it just yet.
We can hear him debating on what they think they should do. He did go with the care package weapon, so his next care package is going to be a supply drop. So we're going to get a second red weapon. We just gotta hopefully it's one that we need.
Absolutely.
Kravers are good and all, but having 2 of them doesn't change very much.
Yeah.
Unless you now that one thing when Kravers are good is when you can 3-2-1 someone. So close there.
Yeah. Gave him another haircut. But yeah, like you said, a 3-2-1 with the Kraber means an instant down.
It's an instant knock, and then you can finish it.
Absolutely, and it's like you said, a lot of high risk, high reward things, and it takes a very skilled player. And there's the headshot and the crack. Man, Fang timed that up perfectly.
What they're doing there is that Blood's trying to bait shots. Kravers only have limited number of bullets, and everyone knows that. The more shots you use that you don't hit, the less damage you done, the less Evo you have. Oh, merely misses. But Fang did excellent there on waiting for that guy, figuring out his pattern, and then taking a shot when he felt like he needed it.
Absolutely. And like you said, they do have a limited number of ammo. So when do you think Fang's gonna say, okay, I've done using enough on the Kraber so far, I have to save this for the late game? Or do you think you're just gonna let it run out, get the value early, and then just switch off to a different gun late game? How do you think that's gonna play out?
I think right now he's gonna run it out, simply because he's got that flat line, and
he does have that guaranteed weapon on his next care package as well. So he could be definitely future-proofing a plan here.
Right now we can see everyone they're fighting, but this is gonna be a tough rotation right now. 10 squads left, and we are on the far side of the ring, which is normally what we try to avoid. It's a very possible rotation that we can do, but we're gonna have to see how we go about this. This will be interesting to watch for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go. There's another peek. Doesn't quite connect. I believe that was a Valkyrie. No, does not connect yet again, and getting ever so close to his next care package. He does have that gold helmet, which does boost your abilities and your timing, especially on percents. And now 10% away is AJ and Big Papa, focusing on the opposite side roof. And again, Caustic spread about, making sure they have their backs covered. And now Fang rolling down, trying, I don't know quite what he's looking for just yet.
I think he may be looking for that secondary. You're looking for some grenades to push that team. You see him holding on to that 4x2 and that sniper stock. That does seem like he's looking for another 30-30 for something. We couldn't see though. He could this secondary red weapon here. They may swap. If this is a good weapon for AJ may drop his 30-30, and they may swap and do a little swapperoo there. But we'll just have to wait and see what this care package is going to be.
Doing a little trading on the fly, and you love to see that. And again, here we go. What will it be? Another Kraber. Man,
Fang's gonna conserve, take these 2 shots. Get
and there's
kill
the
on one.
finish.
We don't get anything for that, but that certainly helps us later.
Absolutely, and there's the rotate, gonna try to connect another one, 95. And the rest of his team is not able to converge on it, but down goes that Kraber and up for another one. Man, it almost
Yeah.
feels like a 50 cal, doesn't it?
It does. It's essentially what it is. It's a very high damage, very slow rate of fire. But that team up there is going to be our #1 worry. They're going to have probably here, I'm going to say 2 or 3 different teams pushing them. It does seem like that team in the building beside us moved out. Maybe that's that team. Oh no, they're still there. They're still there.
And they have one behind, and down goes Fang.
Just like I talked about there, that Kraber can change the tide of a fight, just like we just saw there.
And now another Rolling Thunder. Fang playing on the backside of Rock. They are within 2 different teams there. And now going over to AJ's POV. Getting dealt damage. He is in the storm, and look at that storm damage. I don't think he's going to be able to make it.
He's going to be close.
No, down goes AJ, and all that's left is Big Papa, and
That's
down
right.
goes him as well. And man, what an early lead for Southeastern. Like you said, that late rotation. They placed 8th, not as well as we wanted to do, but again, a very challenging zone. And ladies and gentlemen, that is game number 4, and we will see y'all in the next one. Stay tuned.
Enemies are. Don't let them slip away.
I think we should go here.
Is here.
Moving is a good idea. An enemy there.
Enemy on me.
I need help.
Interceptor pylon here.
Lito, rival here. Spotted an enemy. There. Let's move here. I've spotted an enemy. They're far.
Me here.
Enemy here. I'm close.
got this round squared away.
With its help, we will too.
Join me, Fly Fighter. Fight strong.
Hey, stay on me. I'm the jump master. Let's land here. Hit the jets. We're dropping hot.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to game number 5. It has been a long series so far, and I'm joined back again with the one and only Lifeline main, Dr. Fang. How are we doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. I don't know when I got my PhD, but
But here we go, as we see again, Southeastern dropping off in the same point that they always do. And again, that last round, we saw that we had a little bit of an early leave, a little bit earlier than we'd like to have. I believe in place number 8, our lowest of today. But still, we were in a little bit of a challenging position. And I heard and a little bit of on the comms that this map in particular used to be the favorite, but now has kind of changed tides with Storm Point. How has that been?
well, with this season, it's not been our best one. Storm Point's our most favorite this season.
Marking our surroundings.
It's just because the changes they did for quality updates
There
with
are unscouted
Storm
found
Point.
in this direction.
So there's a lot more cover, and World's Edge hasn't gotten that love just yet, so it's kind of bare.
Yeah, the
That's
more
one way to put it.
wide open
Yeah.
in the angles. Yeah, absolutely. And again, as we walk into here, we'll see. Do you think our team's going to play about the same as they did last time, or play a little bit different? Maybe not play on top of a building. Maybe play to their caustic a little bit more. How do you see that playing out?
I think they're gonna keep rotating backside of zone, and if there is a building, they probably are gonna camp in there
Okay.
to secure a spot and deal damage from out there for people pushing in.
So about the same as the usual. Okay. Alrighty. And now again, as we see, just running around getting up the basic loot. And how do you feel about the Evo system so far in this? I don't believe I've asked you this question. How do you feel about the Evo system so far in this game?
I'm enjoying it, but it could use a little bit of work.
Do you think it's a little bit too slow, or does it provoke too much aggression, or how do you?
It's a little slower on the slow end for us anyway. For our strat, it took me until we were over in Skyhook to get me to purple.
Yeah.
Hard feat at the moment.
And there's Big Papa using that flatline for some early cracks. Now using the star and now running away. AJ gets cracked.
They're pushing.
They are pushing, and down goes AJ early. Southeastern going to back up. Does not have any caustic mines down. AJ says, just leave me. And here they go. They're going to have to play in the doors and inside. No, down goes Big Papa.
They're gonna have to. He's got to run. Shish has got to run and get out of there.
And now Shish Kebab, the only one left.
I think this is the team that's wanting 10th place right now, it looks like.
And now Dr. Shish Kebab, man, the one-man army. AJ, still the only one
He's getting shot at.
alive, but still running away. Caustic getting chased. Southeastern doing everything they can to stay alive.
Caustic is a big target, so it's going to be hard for him to survive this. Especially with low HP as he is.
Using shields as he's running away. Not much he has, but finally, I believe, might have a little bit of breathing room. With the massive and flat line to his name.
They are not going to give him that breathing room. They're going to be chasing. Especially with the Bloodhound and the Bang on their other team.
Getting ever further away.
Unfortunately, they do not have the lifeline there to craft banners.
No, they do not. And now, how's it looking for Dr. Shish Kebab? How is he now, without his team, going to have to play the rest of this match out?
He's gonna have to either play this by getting their banners or going solo and ratting the rest of the game, which I think is gonna happen is ratting because Big Papa is now officially out of this game.
And one will fall for SE, and I don't believe AJ's going to get his recovered either. Dr. Shish Kebab just going to play the solo. And we'll see as a scary Game 5 gets underway. And again, looking at our updated placements, again, I believe UVU in the most well-set position with 95 points of their name. And then on the rest down, Southeastern is sitting in 6th with 45 points and 26 kills of their name. I believe that needs to be updated still, and we'll see how they sit. Do you think, especially in day number 2, do you think teams are going to be a lot more aggressive, especially in this late game? Or do you think now we're finally looking to play for some placement?
It's going to be a little bit of both. Some teams are actually needing the points to get top 10 on the full entire roster to go to preliminaries like us. So they're going to be playing more aggressive. Other teams are not and just trying to hold their spot at top 10. So they'll probably play more conservative and rat more and let the teams that are more aggressive push them, making them have mistakes.
Alrighty, and now we see as Dr. Shish Kebab going to play the backside of zone, just going to rotate in with it, and he is officially by himself. It is now a solo game for SE. And now I do not believe he's going to try to stay low as much as he can. Like you said, probably going to rat out a little bit more, especially with Caustic. Not a very movement-heavy character, but he is big in size and stature and an easy hitbox for people with better than average aim.
Yeah, that's another thing, though. We have had training for this, I should say. Me, anyway. I've played solo for a long time, and I've showed them a couple of rat spots that I've used over the time going through ring. So ratting in this probably won't be an issue for him. The problem is rotating is going to be his issue.
Gonna have to play that out and play it smart, especially getting out ahead of teams sitting on top, on vertical angles, on buildings, on just crossfires down below. He's really, I don't know if he's not quite looking for anything just yet. Again, he's staying close to zone, ratting out, and you can see he's checking his map time and time again, looking for his next rat spot. And when we refer to ratting, that is basically meaning hiding out. For those of you, ladies and gentlemen, at home, if you don't know what that means, it is basically just getting out of the way and staying like a rat in the walls and not getting out anywhere. And so that is what Dr. Shish Kebab's goal is for. And now, in terms of Evo,
It's
again, not looking good at all. You need either to find Evo harvesters, which again won't get him very far, especially out of these first 2 levels. And you're gonna have to take team fights or even get revives to get Evo. And I don't believe in his position as a single, he can do very much of that.
All you can do to get Evo at the moment is find caches and look for a ring.
He does have his ultimate though, which, do you want to talk to us a little bit about the Caustic ultimate and how that has played out in this next in this newest round of Apex?
Well, with his new perks abilities that he's yet to have, though, so the Caustic ult's not going to be as useful as it is going to be later on during the game. The blue one, I believe, will expand the radius of Caustic traps and the Caustic ult, making it more effective and more versatile to blocking off paths. But in this scenario right here, if he gets this blue, he's definitely going to go for more radius-wise to try to keep that little bit of cover for him to hide in.
Okay.
His purple ability should give him regen if he goes for that one.
Okay.
Which will, when he's in his Caustic smoke, he regains health.
Alrighty, yeah, some big, like you said, some definitely big decisions.
Looks like he's going for the
Gets a Phoenix and gets the bow check, but does not decide to take it.
Goes for the regen and going for the ring console.
Now
Zone is closing in.
you will get to see the next zone, and there you have it. And like you said, zone is closing in, so So he's going to have to hop on his high horse and get out of there.
Problem is, there's probably a team in that tunnel. And
Probably.
he's going to be not wanting that, so he's going to go rotate far and take a little bit of ring damage and sacrifice for it.
I believe it looks like he does have the heals to accommodate for that.
Let's just hope there's not another team holding off ring here.
Let's hope not. But that was a good decision, especially he did make it right in time. And now round 2 is closing off under 30 seconds. Here you go. You see him watching every angle and making sure that he's not running into a trap.
He's definitely on the slower closing end of ring, so it's good for him.
He has made it without any damage. Good job to him. And now this is a perfect place for him to set up shop.
This is what we call the rat.
This is what we call the ratting spot. Off
He
in a
will
corner.
have to move, but he's going back in for ring console, which is a good play by him. You find next ring and final ring to rat in.
And there you have it. There's another ring scan, 200 Evo, but I don't believe that'll do very much for him. Is now not taking much damage at all, and the heals back up will set him in a great position.
If he's able to get to that back spot over there, he should be fine. Yeah, see, he's looking, thinking same spot.
Yep. He's looking, checking his options. 10 squads, 25 people left. Gonna pick up that caustic and get to running.
It looks like he's got that evac, so he's thinking after it starts closing in, he'll use evac to get over that mountain.
Do you think getting up over top of the mountain?
Yes.
Is that the best play here?
Yes, he's gonna hide behind there and just kind of rat that out,
Okay.
and then use his Evo to launch back out of there, out of the mountain. Gives
Alrighty.
him better placement.
All right, and now we have a game plan, and let's see if he can actually capitalize on that game plan. As you can see, again, loading up as much as he can. Doesn't have too much loot, saving some spots for anything better.
I mustn't wait any longer.
He is checking angles, which is a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
He is on slower back ring of the ring closing, so let's hope that no teams are near this area so he can... He is top 10, but looks like we're trying to get more points for this.
Yes.
As much as possible, that is.
And now he's waiting for the ring to get ever closer. And now, yet again, he's just going to stay in the shadows and lurk, going underneath the tunnel, setting up some caustic mines here and there. Now going to use all 3 and waiting for another recharge. He's going to stay in this tunnel area and wait for anybody else. Thermal station. This is a very different pace, I feel like. It's been, especially for a SC team, we are not used to seeing a very solo late game matchup, especially Southeastern doesn't take very many off the jump fights. But now, like you said, this is probably the reason why that it could end up with a solo and ratting towards the end.
And her rats come out whenever you're solo.
Mm-hmm.
Incoming
And
what a marvel of science.
and yeah, and now we see again, still 10 squads left. Again, charging up his caustics yet again. Ring number 4. He doesn't have
The ring is within walking
too far to go, but he does have a mountain to climb.
You can also take the chance and risk going around the mountain, which would deal a lot of damage, but he might be able to get through it.
He might. And if he does that, I believe he's going to have to act early. And I don't think he'll take it just yet.
He is on a little bit of a slower end of the ring, so it shouldn't close as fast, but it will still close pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And I believe ring number 4 is...
From what I'm hearing, it looks like they're thinking there might be a team there.
Okay.
If there's heat shields going out, he's just gonna caustic whoever's gonna be trying to rat there as well.
Yeah, now, riveting gameplays, we're sitting in a corner. But, yes, and when the other teammates go down, it changes the whole perspective of an Apex match. It's like, we were loud and we were going crazy earlier at all the fights and all the headshots and everything going down, but now it's a different game. It's survival. right now, and placement is the only thing that matters. And now second place will be a miracle here, and what we're looking towards the most. And now here's the ring on the back side. As you can see, not the fastest, but he is predicting a team there.
Which looks like there is a conduit ult, and there is a team.
And there is a team. Gonna throw the caustic.
He's gonna try to bait this team out.
Getting dangerously close here. We could see some action. As you can see, the conduit spread out. Waiting and watching. Was able to back that team up just a little bit. Take some ticks, some damage. Can't take too much. Gonna have to run. And now he's getting shot at and running away. I believe he's gonna try to... He might stand his ground here. Using shield, getting healed up.
Looks like that other team backed out of rotate. Now he's just got to deal with this team, keep them at bay, not let them know he's a solo. Because at the moment, they don't think that.
No, some guerrilla tactics here.
The longer he doesn't show that he's solo and does that much damage like that, he's going to keep them at bay until he has to rotate again.
Absolutely. And what does his rotate look like now? He's going to have to go to the far left-hand side. Again, jumping off, or dropping off as many caustics as he can.
This is where Caustic just shines, being able to hold a choke point and not let the other team get past.
Evac tower.
Smart play. He's going to rat it out and fake them out by making them push up and use that evac.
A very smart play, again, by the one and only Doctor himself, Dr. Shish Kebab. Team number 13 was eliminated. 7 squads left, 17 people. And here we go. Here's the ring closing. And now can he bait him out? And there it is, running away. I believe he's going to try to connect with his Evo tower. But no! Down goes one. Can he get two? Going to try to get the thirst. And there's the kill.
He got him. He got him, though.
He did get one. And there
He didn't get the kill, though, unfortunately.
is Dr. Shish Kebab on the rat and the placement of 7. And ladies and gentlemen, that was a little bit of a different tone for game number 5. And we'll see y'all in the final game. Here we go.
That's a ring console over
Copy
there.
that.
Landing in this area yields a high probability for success.
Hit the jets. We're dropping hot.
Let's go.
Contact. Let's go that way.
Let's explore that way.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to game number 6 of day number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined again by Big Papa, and man, what a heartbreaking match last game was. It was Dr. Shish Kebab just ratting and soloing all his way to place number 7. And man, it felt like a different tone over the whole entire game. How did you feel that last game played out?
To be honest, when we went down that first and that team killed us off there, I mean, I was real disappointed right there. I was like, man, we really needed that, but you know, we're not far behind. We didn't get pushed back too much by that. I think him ran that out was probably the best thing he could have done, and the way he made it pretty far just doing that kept us in the game right there.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know what is riding on this final game, Southeastern is fighting for a placement to go into the playoffs. They need at least, over the overall rankings, they need to set in 10th place to go to the finals. And now what that means for this match is that they either have to get a really high number of kills or a really high in placements. And for kills, probably about 7 or 8 maybe.
Yeah,
or even more than that.
Maybe more, maybe less. I mean, any kills helps towards the score here.
Absolutely. And for placement wise, we need above 6th place to hopefully get into the finals. And so again, Southeastern staying close. They're not going to let game number 5 happen again, as AJ went down very quickly. I mean, the enemy team was sitting on top of the building and just sniped them out. And as soon as you get a knock in Apex, especially early, you know that you can push and get and win a gunfight. And now looking to the hands of Fang, a flat line and a G7 scout, and they're going to try to rotate out early and get position on any enemy teams. Looking to go towards Harvester, and now with the Evo Harvest out in front. What do you think the tone of this match is going to be? Is it going to be you think it's going to be all over the place? Do you think a lot more chaos is going to happen, or everyone's just going to stay back and play conservative?
Well, with it being the last game, usually the last game can get pretty chaotic. People are trying to get those points and really get out there. So usually it's very chaotic, but usually last game we try to keep it calm and steady, try to get the points, but we also do like to play a lot more aggressive and just put it all out there on the table last game.
Everything that you can for whatever you can get in these final games. And AJ calling the shots yet again. They see a team rotating off and away, and they're not going to take picks at them just yet. And we do have a level 2 Evo early, which is good. And we did not get to level 3 or 4 until about ring number 4 in the last few games. And so definitely harvesting that earlier. The care package coming in, not much from it. Dr. Shish Kebab going to pick up most of everything on that one. And now we're going to end up running out of this POI following AJ yet again. And so in the last game, you said that we could have won if we had a support. Do you think that's going to be about the same as we walk into game number 6?
I think so. I think right there when we all went down, and unfortunately when you don't have a support legend, when you have a support legend, you can recraft their banners and revive them, and unfortunately without that, we timed out, so we could not get our banners back, and so unfortunately he was alone. With the support character there, we probably could have crafted really quick and respawned, and everyone would have been back in the game.
Yeah, just left with no options without a support character, basically. I mean, one life really means one life. And so finally now we're seeing our way into our first building. And we might actually hold this spot down, but I believe AJ, again, going out and getting the harvests. And now we're just going to rotate around, and it already has been pre-looted. And now just picking up the scraps from the other teams. And again, Fang does have his care package. And we'll see how he decides to rank this up throughout the game. And now, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not follow us at any of our social medias, go check us out at SE Sports HQ for all your Southeastern gaming needs. And actually, to shout out, tomorrow will be Valorant, I believe, at 7 o'clock, 7:30. But you can go make sure at our socials. And again, they've been rocking right along. And to go check out and give some love to the rest of our teams, our Rocket League team and our Overwatch team as well. They've all been doing great. And some early contact from our SC team. Again, now looking to get towards the backside of zone like they've done almost every time now. And now we'll see one of these final circles coming in.
He is very good by keeping that care package in there. Just because if he does move up to the next Evo, he can select the perk to get a red weapon. And that weapon can be very useful depending on whatever weapon it is. So he's very good at keeping that. Even if he doesn't make it to the next Evo, you can always use it in a tight situation when you need more cover.
Absolutely. And I think that's very interesting. Almost as using the care package as cover, it's not really thought about very much. I mean, using an ultimate as just a piece of land that you can throw out there is really a heads-up play, and definitely in the competitive sense, very, very useful. And again, those red weapons we talked about a little bit, and we saw in a few games earlier, the one that you actually played in, Fang was able to pick up a Kraber.
Yes,
and had 2 back-to-back Krabers, actually, and was able to poke at some enemy teams. But how do you feel that your team calls you the sniper of the group? How do you feel about that one?
Well, there was one game where I just went absolutely crazy with the sniper, and I was popping them with the sentinel. And so ever since then, it's just, man, he's the sniper. Give it to him. I may not use it too much, but I'll spend my time in training grounds just popping with the sniper, popping those dummies and training it. And, you know, you never know when they're going up a zip line and you need that right hit just to push the team.
Absolutely. Speaking of zip lines, we're going to take one of our own. And now, again, out in front, Evo looking good for Dr. Shish. He is sitting at purple, and the rest of us lagging a little bit behind, but still, full inventory is looking pretty good. Under a minute to go with the second ring, and man, a lot of squads have left the game early. They have fallen out. 11 squads, 31 people. And now this is going to be a lot more of a quieter game. And again, Fang using that. Might use it. No, he doesn't. Sticks onto it. He waits for it. Never mind. He's going to use it anyway. And then they're looking for some good loot. And teams rotating through. So how does this map different from Storm Point?
So Storm Point's it used to be a lot more open, but now it's very much more cover. But like this one, it's a lot of crates and a lot of stuff. It's more man-made objects that you have to take cover behind, and there's a lot more buildings. Storm Point's very natural. You're behind rocks. You're just trying to find any place to take cover, and this one may have a lot more cover, but there's just as much open space. And so if you get caught up in that open space, you might be done for.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see again Southeastern getting the jump on the next ring there. And they're looking to play right dead center of the middle. And like you said, this map is a lot more spaced out, and we can see Dr. Shish Kebab actually used that in his best advantage last game, especially in the ratting spots. It's such a big map that teams can just miss you altogether. I mean, they can just walk right past you, and they have no clue that you ever had a trace there. And Dr. Shish Kebab took control of that a little bit and tried to get some kills and let the Storm deal damage and kill the rest of that team. But eventually he didn't end up with it, unfortunately. And yet again, Southeastern riding on a big payout here for this final match. Dr. Shish Kebab also likes to say that it's a little bit of skill and a little bit of luck mixed all together.
It's definitely luck, because you can have one team on you, or once people hear you fine, there's always another team waiting to go for it.
And so speaking of those gunfights, and especially in the third party system, do you think the pushing team is at the advantage or disadvantage when there's always a third party around? Do you think that's a smart idea overall?
So overall, if there's two teams fighting and there's a third party, the third party is always going to be at the advantage, because you always want to wait till the last minute right before that fight stops, because they're either going to have one down or they're going to be third and not almost ready to heal.
And Fang gets absolutely obliterated, and so does AJ. And they're going to have to rotate out, and the Bangalore Smoke's coming in and letting Fang crawl back in. He was just standing on top of the rock, and Fang got domed out of nowhere. I'm not quite sure what tagged him there, but man, some damage done early. And I don't believe that team is a little bit too far out to push at the moment. But now yet again, we'll see as he uses a Phoenix kit and heals all the way back up.
I believe, as I saw to the feed at the side, that was a charge rifle that hit him.
You're one of your favorites. And now we'll see again. Southeastern looking for any rotating teams. Under a minute to go for this third circle. And we might finally see some action. 10 squads remain, 28 people. Not going for the kills necessarily this game, playing more for placement. And we've gotten so close in the top 5 almost every one of our games, or at least close to it. 2 4-place placements, and then a second place, I believe in the third game on Flashpoint. Stormpoint, yeah, there we go.
Right the first time.
Thinking of Overwatch, anyway. Again, sticking around with these caustic mines, just playing very slow. Again, Fang does get another care package, and he could use this for cover, and he does.
It is nice here to play this a little slow right here in this ring, because we do not know where it's going right here. So we definitely want to play slow and try to keep it slow and keep it where we know where it's going. But I think with our position right now that the team's in, we definitely have the advantage here, because we can either be very close or it can be very far, but we're in the middle ground right here.
Ooh, and there's the shots coming in from Fang, trying to repay the favor from the knock he had earlier. I believe that might be the same player. And yeah, like you said, that final ring, under 10 seconds to close in. We don't have the intel that we need to make a surefire push or rotate just yet. And again, 2 players still sitting at blue shield. And Dr. Shish Kebab also sitting just the one above, and there again, more shots coming in for the enemy team, and man, Fang getting haircuts. He cannot get back inside, or else he's gonna get tagged. Now ring number 4, and there's the takeoff. He's gonna run around and keep himself low to the ground. Not out of danger quite yet, and haven't seen very many teams other than that far right-hand side. And we'll change of perspective over to AJ. Now AJ with the 30-30 and a volt, his usual, and still playing the Bangalore with the Rolling Thunder. Do you think Rolling Thunder takes a little bit of a disadvantage, especially in a larger map like this, or do you think it's just as effective in a larger map?
I believe it's just as effective. Just because the spread of it, really. Especially with the smoke. I mean, he can be an advantage here. He can especially smoke with him having 2. He can smoke a very large area just with 2.
Absolutely, and there you have it. Again, more shots coming in from AJ. I believe that player had red armor already, which is very scary to go up against. But Southeastern is able to manage. Again, looking for ring number 4. They do have the zone. And here we go. All the other teams are going to have to converge. They see that one team is right there on a vertical angle. Still peeking, playing slow. SE with the short side of the zone towards their backs. Waiting for anything. Is a lot of comms coming in. They're trying to discuss where their next push is going to be. And I don't believe they've made up their minds just yet. It is a very closed-in area. And this zone could mean life or death for SE. 8 squads, 20 remaining. And now 7. Team 2 was just eliminated. And now sitting not in the worst position. AJ gonna get out in front, get rid of a caustic, and he sees another team playing this alleyway. 30-30, deals some damage. Bangalore smoke, sees through them, gets the pick, still shooting. And now Southeastern, I believe, is gonna have to make a call very soon if they want a chance to get in better position. And here they go through the alleyway. Again, AJ being the entry man with the 30-30. Still looking through the smokes. Waiting for the enemy team to get greedy. Now less than a minute. More teams are falling. 6 squads left. 15 people remaining. If they can hold on to 2 more squads, they have a great chance of winning this game here. How do you think this final circle is going to play out?
Well, they're going to have a tough time getting around, especially with their move going to either be out in the open or pushing that alleyway. Their probably best chance is, since there is a team there, there's definitely a building over there that they're holding. So I think they're just going to have to maybe go for the open here. And that's probably their best bet all in all, just because they aren't really sure who's on that team. They saw one person and that's it. And so you don't want to push something that you don't really know what they got.
And shots up ahead. I believe AJ might send some 30-30 rounds his way. And there's, yes, he does. Tagging some for 40. Again, on the backside of the rock, they're going to have to push up. They will be on the low ground yet again. They find themselves in that same position a little bit more than they would like to. But it's what the cards are dealt that they will be playing. 5 squads remaining, 14 people, smoke's coming out, Bloodhound, Sonar. Now again, sitting back, waiting. Thermite grenade. Excuse me, that was a Rolling Thunder. And here we go, we'll see if it proves effective. There they have it, they're gonna push up with their own. Down below gets the knock on 1 on the Bangalore, and there's the finish, squad wipe. 4 squads remaining, 12 left. Smoke's out ahead, deals a little bit of damage to himself. Tagged by the storm, which is very deadly here late in the circle. Playing the respawn beacon. Picking out that caustic. Now playing close to the zone and in smokes. Waiting, getting the full shield. But no! AJ gets tagged, and he's gonna have to rotate back with his team. He's deadly low. And now Southeastern playing a very tight corner. They have a long way to go. AJ with 2 to his name, and the rest of his team not far behind. More pressure coming in from the vertical angles on Southeastern. Waiting, throwing some stars. Taking some shots, thermite nade and smokes. And here we go. Another nade in return. Southeastern doesn't move quite yet. Might have called that one a little bit too early. But again, playing close to this wall. Shooting out the caustics.
They are going to have to move here pretty soon. The ring is going to move in. And so with that team up top, they're just going to hope that they maybe push back a little bit just to get out of that ring.
And there's Fang up ahead, leading the way. Going to try to get very close. And they cracked. And there's another one. Thermite nades out. They have a caustic down below. And Dr. Shish Kebab just going to eat it. And now AJ out front doesn't have full. An enemy team on the side. This could be their best bet of winning. Down goes Fang. And another team close. And down, up goes AJ. But no, he's deathly low. Lifeline, their support is down. AJ's going to have to play for himself. Finally gets full purple Evo. And now a full. And here's the res. Bangalore's. They have to shoot out the caustic. And no, AJ is low and down. No, AJ doesn't go down just yet. But now the hit, finally he falls. Dr. Shish Kebab. 3 squads remaining. They're going to have to pick this kill. Looking for the res. Body block for his teammates. And around the corner, can Southeastern do it? Can they pull off a number 1? And no! Down goes AJ. And here we go, Fang. And Dr. Shish Kebab, the only one left. And no! Place number 2. Second place is what they can ask for. And Southeastern well above their 6th place finish. And we'll see how that holds up. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the final rankings of this match. We'll catch you later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the final stats have come in for Southeastern, and we're sitting at number 5 in this lobby overall for these teams. Now, later tonight, SE they will finally update all of these scores, and then we'll see where SE falls and if they'll be able to go to the finals or not. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed watching, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.